Hi guys, do you like my new shelf? I put it up myself like 10 minutes ago. Is she cute? Is she fun? I kind of want to put more plants up there, but I'm scared of my books getting moldy. And I also don't know if this room gets enough light. But, anyways, I'm here to talk to you guys about nonfiction. So, for the past probably 4 years, I have been trying to read like one nonfiction a month. I am on a roll this year. So far, I have actually managed to read one nonfiction a month. We are only in May, that is only five. But last year in total, I read five nonfiction. And the year before that, I think I read four. So I'm on a roll. I can do it. I'm going to do it. I still have time to fail, but we are staying positive. So I'm going to get into how I find nonfiction that I like, what to avoid, what I realize I don't really go for, and then give you some recommendations. I can never tell if you guys can hear the sirens. So far this year, of the five nonfiction that I have read, two of them have been memoirs. Now that's different for me. I'm usually memoir heavy. In my brain, there are two types of memoirs. There are, my PR person called me and said I should write a memoir because I would make a lot of money. And there was, I'm calling my PR person saying, I want to write a memoir, I have a story to tell. Or they're just a normal person that doesn't have a PR and they just write a memoir and they don't have to tell anyone first. Latter is what I tend to like. That is not to say that all celebrity memoirs are bad. Off the top of my head, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Stunning, beautiful memoir. Viola Davis's I Am Me, something like that. So good. So good. Incredible. Also, Viola Davis could do no wrong in my eyes. Personally, that is just my journey, my story, and it should be yours too. Anyways, that leads me to my secret third option for a memoir that I forgot about until just now is memoirs written by writers. When I say this, I do not mean like Stephen King's On Writing. I don't want a memoir about writing books. I'm not a writer, I'm a reader. I am not very eloquent. I'll say that right now. I have no business being on this app talking to you guys, but here I am. I like a someone who happens to be an author who also has a story to tell about their personal life. Like In the Dream House, beautiful, stunning memoir, and the author is just an incredibly skilled writer. Another one being The Many Lives of Mama Love. This is a memoir about drug addiction and life after incarceration. And it just so happens that the author, by trade, is a writer. So it's just a beautiful story for her to tell and her having like a great ability to write it. Those are my favorite memoirs. One thing I will say about memoirs though is a lot of them are about suffering. They're books about suffering. They're books about terrible things that these people are going through and them overcoming them, or like sometimes still struggling with that. And that is truly not what everyone is looking for. I'm sure there are some really fun, happy, uplifting memoirs, but none that I have personally read. But also, I'm still fairly new into dipping into memoirs, so if you have recommendations, please let me know. I would love to not read depressing stuff all the time. Now, to the type of nonfiction that I truly discovered this year and really, really love and just want to have more of it is nonfiction about niche subjects and the author's relation to those things. So, the book that really got me into this, I actually think I read this late last year, is Cultish. This book is great if you are a podcast enjoyer, especially if you do the audiobook because the author has a podcast and is really great at narrating her book. Cultish is a book about the language used in cults and high control groups and how that language is used outside of cults to control people as well, whether it be like politics or MLMs or religion. And it was so interesting because it really feels, this is what I like about this type of nonfiction. It really feels like someone just had a thought one day and they were like, I need to read Wikipedia about this for 30 hours. I'm not saying it sounds like they're just reading a Wikipedia page. I'm saying that it is something that they are so clearly passionate about and just fell down this rabbit hole and now have all this niche information that they just want to share. And I love hearing people be passionate about things. I think that is why I like bookish content, because I love seeing people so excited about this book that they love or so full of anger about this book that they just hate. It makes me happy when people are experiencing strong emotions and sharing them with everyone else. I think the reason this type of nonfiction really gets me is because it's not just facts said to you. There's more to it. There's more context. It gets contextualized when these authors bring in their personal experiences and how these topics of cultish language and cognitive biases occur in real life. They're bringing in examples and examples that are relatable to the reader. They're not super abstract. They're things that you see. They're things that you see in political advertisements or the MLM hey babe messages that everyone has gotten from their least favorite person in high school. It's relating that kind of stuff, I feel like makes it way more interesting than just text on a page being told to you. Without that, it does just feel like someone's reading a Wikipedia page to you. You don't feel the like passion and excitement like you do when someone is talking about their experience relating to these things. I don't know if that makes sense. I am not eloquent. I have no business doing this. The author who wrote Cultish also wrote The Year of Magical Overthinking, which I did read and did enjoy, just not quite as much. So if you were thinking about doing one or the other, I would go with Cultish. The Year of Magical Overthinking feels like an extension of Cultish. Like she didn't say everything she wanted to say. So with peace and love and respect, it feels like she just kind of wanted to talk more about it, and it kind of felt like it could have been a podcast episode and not a whole book. Another nonfiction that I read recently was Big Mall, and this is the one that really solidified for me. I love a nonfiction about a niche topic. Boy, do I. This book is about malls and like mall culture and mall rats and the rise and fall of malls. This author, she lives in Canada, where this biggest mall in like North America is, and how I don't even know how to explain it. Like her experience with living by this mall and the draw that that mall has and the creation of malls and the creator of malls and how he hated cars. So he wanted malls to be a place where people could drive to and then just have everything done. And then it like turned into a capitalist hellscape and how malls make you feel terrible, but you also love going there. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is reading my mind. I love the mall. I love an Auntie Annie's pretzel. Do not put me in a fitting room with those harsh lights. Do not make the girl in Aritzia tell me I should maybe try a size up or two. Girl, do you want to see me cry? Do you want to see me cry? Also, give me a door. Anyways, sometimes I start talking on here and it feels like when you're accidentally oversharing with a coworker. You just start talking and you're like, I wish I could take that back, but and I could. I'm filming this to put on the internet forever. Digital footprint. I might keep it in. Who knows? We'll see. One of my favorite things that they talked about, though, very, very end of the book, was about the artist collective that lived in Providence Place Mall for like 5 years. And I love that because that's my mall. That's the mall I went to growing up. And when I learned that there were people living in the walls like little rats, so exciting. If you haven't been to Providence Place Mall, it is in Providence, Rhode Island. It is very close to a cheesecake factory that I spent almost every weekend at in high school. The author is clearly so knowledgeable and so passionate, and it really does feel like she just fell down a rabbit hole. And every time I put on the audiobook, it kind of felt like catching up with a friend who's like has a new recent obsession, and every time you talk to them, they like update you on everything new they've learned, and they're just so passionate and so excited about it, and it makes it so fun to read. I loved it. Do I care much about malls other than Providence Place Mall? Not really. Do I love the mall? Absolutely. Want to know what I hate doing? Returning things. I hate buying stuff online. It never fits. What are sizes anymore? Why are the pants that I'm wearing currently right now 2 sizes smaller than the pants I bought 6 months ago from the same goddamn company? Why? I didn't lose weight, I can tell you that much, because the other ones, they still fit. Now that I've talked about types of nonfiction that I love, and I realized I read 2 books in the specific genre of nonfiction that I like, and decided that this is my favorite genre of nonfiction. And maybe I'll come back 6 months later with an updated thing saying that it was a fluke. It just happened to be these two types that I've read and I loved, and I haven't read any other of these types, so I didn't know that I hated them. I actually hate them. That could happen. I don't know the future. You don't know the future unless you're watching this in the future. That is my journey so far on nonfiction and finding kind of what works for me. And hopefully, this maybe helps you figure out what you want to read too. Hopefully, you leave this with a couple recommendations. My favorite memoirs I'm going to put on the screen now. Some of them celebrity, some of them not. And my favorite niche topic nonfiction that I've recently gotten into will be on the screen as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.